And welcome to Have I Got News for You? I'm Jeremy Clarkson. In the news this week, on a visit to the British Space Agency, there's a surprise in store for John Prescott as he sits down in what he thinks is a portaloo. After an accident in the glue department, two B&Q workers are told to report to the store's health and safety officer. And following budget cuts at Battersea Dogs Home, management unveiled their new cost-effective way of dealing with abandoned puppies. On Ian Hislop's team tonight, a comedian who lists Groundhog Day as his favourite film, in which the same old sequence of events is played out time after time after time. And welcome to the show's 33rd series. Please welcome Michael McIntyre. And with Paul Merton tonight is one of the main presenters of Channel 4 News. Easiest job in the world. Turn up, put on a loud tie, read out The Guardian, go home. Please welcome Christine Gurumurthy. OK, we start with round one. Ian and Michael, what's this all about?
Oh, yes. This is the boat race.
They're going up Shit Creek. No paddle provided. Here they are. They've come back from the creek.
There they are.
A woman hostage. Don't give her back.
Here's the sailor.
Ah, there's Sir Trevor.
Bong.
This is a very uninspiring incident in our great naval history. The hostages got taken hostage, came back and sold their stories, which is not really in the tradition of Nelson. Or anything else.
And selling it in the sun as well and keeping her clothes on. I thought when it was going to be in the sun... I thought she was going to be in a sailor's hat. I thought it was going to be like... I'm Faye Turner. Read my story, only in the sun.
How were they captured? They said that the Iranians arrived all of a sudden. If you're at sea, you can't arrive all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Submarines. Submarines all of a sudden come up,
Yes,
don't they?
that's true.
Yeah.
But
If
even
you
though
got your iPod on, you can't hear, so it doesn't matter. They're probably going boop, boop. So they're coming up behind me, wouldn't they?
I think, to be fair, visibility in the Chateau Arab is only 2 miles. So it was quite... I mean, and these people are very quick, on the whole.
Can I just say that I don't know if I'm the only person that found the story very boring.
Well, they had
nothing really happened to them. She basically said they were blindfolded, and then she heard what she thought was the cocking of a gun.
Yeah.
I think they were just setting up the table tennis table. And then she was smoking, wasn't she? She was smoking, they had her smoking in the thing... And...
Yeah, but Patricia Hewitt said it's a disgrace. You thought, good, attack on Iran coming up. It's a disgrace, she's smoking.
She actually said this sends out completely the wrong message to our young people. But what was the other one called? Anyone know? The one who went to the mirror?
Arthur Batchelor,
Yeah.
he's called. I think he's had the worst time, because this poor boy, I mean, he had to find something to say in his story. So the crimes were they took away his iPod and they called him Mr. Bean.
No, Ian.
Frank Spencer would have been nearer the mark, really.
Who's carrying the can for it all?
Des Lynham.
Des Brown, the guy, he's...
Defensing.
Get there. He said he allowed them to sell their stories. Then on Monday he changed his mind. On Wednesday he told the press the decision was taken by the Navy. Although this was a Navy decision, I have to take responsibility for it, and I don't seek to hide behind the fact that the Navy made the decision. Adding, did I mention already the Navy made the decision? It's quite clear.
He's done one interview that he called it a pooled interview, which means that he called one journalist in from the BBC and said, everybody's got to use this. This is the new Brown School of Media Handling. Number 10 refused to tell us what they knew when. They said, we're not going to tell you that. I mean, what do you mean you're not going to tell us?
Yeah, it's not our business, we're the public.
Some say the whole episode has made the Royal Navy top brass look like a bunch of chinless upper-class twits. An allegation strenuously denied by First Sea Lord Admiral Sir Jonathan Brand.
But the head of Britain's armed forces is called Jock Stirrup. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Stirrup? Jock Stirrup?
Air Chief Marshal, Chief of Defence Staff.
What's all the curtains bit? What's all that...
That's his career now, I think.
As you get more advanced in the Royal Navy, do you eventually just turn into soft furnishings? Like the bloke that's the highest rank in the Navy is actually now a sofa. I'd love it. Wouldn't it be great if his hand came down, his hat was still attached to it, just sort of like... They give it to you, so you've got to walk around with it. The only way it looks normal is when you do that.
There's a new naval salute coming up, which is the...
So, still with military matters.
Yeah.
Some secret footage, OK, NATO troops during training emerged this week. These are French soldiers, OK, preparing to fire a new sort of missile launcher for the first time.
Bye. What's great about that as well is the cameraman obviously completely fell over laughing because the camera just goes...
What I love is things are no better on the other side. If you look at this...
Perhaps we should all give up this war thing. None of us are very good at it.
The guy who you can hear laughing in that clip, OK, he obviously said, "Don't, look, give me the gun, I'll show you how it's done." OK, here we go.
Really, Bob? These weapons are dangerous, aren't they?
I honestly do think we've reached the point, as you say, we've now evolved to a point we can't do war anymore. We're all just rubbish.
It's good.
Excellent.
Anyway, Paul and Krishnan, here are yours.
OK. There's the sun, that's the top of the world. That's a piano that's been encased in ice. Well, it's global warming, isn't it? Oh, there's Al Gore.
No, there's Madonna.
Madonna. And that's who? David Miliband, is it?
Yeah, the Environment Secretary.
All right, yeah. There's a concert, isn't there? Madonna was in there. There's a concert sometime in July to sort of promote the idea of that we can save energy and stop global warming happening.
And its name is...
It's Live Earth, isn't it?
It's Live Earth, exactly.
Ah.
They sort of clocked the way Live Aid managed to stop famine.
Yeah.
And the way Live Aid stopped
It's just a matter of catering in the end,
First
wasn't
World
it?
debt. So, Live Earth.
And
That'll
who's
work.
behind this one?
Al Gore, presumably.
No, it's quite difficult for him to be behind anything these days. 'Cause he's quite fat.
Yeah.
You're not in a very good position to make that remark. There was a rather large picture of you in the press over the
That's a
weekend.
tumour, actually.
So's Al Gore's.
If I'm going to give bonus points to you, you can name any of the bands that are playing.
Yes, I can.
Other than, no, him. Other than Madonna, who are playing at this Live Earth gig.
The Who?
No, they're at the TT this year.
Rolling Stones.
Oh, the Borodin String Quartet?
I'm surprised you didn't get Fall Out Boy, Razorlight and Madonna.
But there was a report this week as well, wasn't there, saying the Arctic will be gone in 13
Oh, that's
years.
just crap.
I mean, mainly because of you.
No, listen. on your channel, OK, did you see the Great Global Warming Swindle on Channel 4 recently?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
and
mean
it
the one
was
that said
very,
it was
very
rubbish?
funny, but you clearly took it seriously.
It's fantastic. One of its arguments, the thing I've really enjoyed about it, is one of its arguments was that a rise in temperatures, due to solar activity, of course, nothing to do with people's Range Rovers, causes an increase in carbon dioxide rather than the other way around. Now, do you know the producer of that show, a guy called Martin Durkin, got an email from a scientist who said, to put it bluntly, the data you used in this programme was wrong. To which Martin Durkin replied, "You big daft cock." That's fantastic.
You see, that's the sort of academic debate you like, isn't it, Joey?
Do you enjoy the good weather we've been having this week?
Yes, it was lovely.
There you are, then. Thank me.
OK.
But I enjoy the heat from the Argo, but I don't stick my head in it.
I'm feeling like it. I'm so ill. Oh, God, I'm
What are your
completely
main
lost.
symptoms if you're ill?
What?
What are your main symptoms that you have at the moment?
Sweating,
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Well, that's mostly the result of him saying I'm fat and killing the planet. I'll tell you what,
It's what we doctors call guilt.
yeah. No, how might the environment play a part in the Labour leadership election?
They might have it outside.
Well, Gordon Brown is saying, isn't he, that he's going to try and bribe Miliband.
Well, I think he's going to offer him a job, and then there'll be a dream ticket of Brown and Miliband who can lose together.
He's left the door open.
But he said he won't be seduced, he said this week.
No.
He said everyone's trying to... I mean, you know, I wasn't aware of this, but everybody apparently says to him whenever they meet him, stand, go on, stand, you'd be fantastic. Despite the fact that they haven't heard of him.
No, he says he won't be seduced and he won't be bullied.
And he's leaving the door open. If you close the door, the chance of him being bullied or seduced is very dramatically reduced. And surely, in terms of global warming, he should be keeping the heat in anyway. What's he opening the door for?
Have you seen that smiling thing he does?
Yeah. Oh, no. When he talks about his baby.
It's terrifying, but also, have we got that piece of footage I saw earlier where he was smiling and then, you can see the precise moment the main camera went off. I don't know whether that's here or not. Wait, cameras go off. There. Do you see that? Put it back. Watch his smile. Whiz him backwards. Now, watch this. You see him smile, and then the main camera goes off and he stops it. Look at that. Ready? Play the tape, and... off. Man's such a... Anyway. This is the news that, having totally eliminated famine and poverty, rock stars are now getting together to solve global warming. Live Earth is committed to being the first carbon-neutral music event. Hybrid cars will be used for transport, food will be served in biodegradable containers, and the stage will be illuminated by the light that shines out of Bono's arse.
What if he's sitting down?
That's for the dark, moody bits.
They've thought it through.
Madonna recently made another commitment to the environment, pledging to fly to Africa only once a year to buy a new child. A UN report recently warned global warming will kill billions, whilst rising sea levels will destroy cities like Tokyo and New York. Didn't say anything about Chipping Norton there, so panic over. And so, to round two, it's the picture spin quiz. Fingers on the buzzers.
Oh,
yeah.
This is computer dating. No, this is... The rabbit's saying that's the last time I go in for that. This is the bloke who's been breeding rabbits for North Korea. North Korea's got a bit of a problem with, you know, a lot of people starving there. So this guy's idea was to sort of breed giant rabbits, send them to North Korea without thinking about what you feed the giant rabbits on.
Yeah.
And, of course, you feed them on the food that if they didn't have the giant rabbits, the people would be eating the food. So you've given it a giant rabbit who basically just eats your food until he's big enough to throw you out of your own house, come back from the pub with a Watley's Party 7 under his arm, and he's changed the locks.
Yeah, now, of course, you're half right there.
Yeah.
It is
Well, he
about...
hasn't changed the locks, he puts the key under the mat.
He sent it to North Korea to be bred, and they think that Kim Jong-il ate it.
He's there. That's exactly what happened, yes.
What, the only rabbit?
Yeah, well, I think there was another one, otherwise they wouldn't be able to breed, but,
They actually sent, I think, 8 of them. They weigh up to 22 pounds. And they can feed a family of 8, but as you rightly say, they have to eat.
They've got cooking skills, have they? Omelettes for 8 people.
This is the German rabbit breeder who sent giant rabbits to North Korea to be bred for food. According to The Times, Mr. Smolinski is a prominent member of the Brandenburg Rabbit Breeders Association. Prominent, of course, being German for only. Fingers on the buzzers, teams.
They're rewarding school children.
Yeah.
Instead of penalising them for bad behaviour, they're going to give them things like iPods for good behaviour. Like a
They'll
game
join
show.
the Navy.
Yeah. like a game show. So throughout the week, I suppose they'll be gaining prizes. It'll come to Friday, sort of 3:45, and they'll sit them down and go, right, you've managed not to knife anyone this week. You didn't set fire to anything. You've got your iPod, you've got your DVDs.
Yep.
They're safe. Would you like to go for the mountain bike? Yeah. And he'll say, nah, mate, I mean, I've got them, they're safe, I like them. I think at this point, I'm just going to do some happy slapping and head home.
This is the new guidance given to teachers telling them to hand out rewards 5 times more often than they hand out punishments. Meanwhile, Education Minister Alan Johnson has recommended children should use online encyclopedia Wikipedia despite claims about its inaccuracy. The internet has been an incredible force for good in education, said Mr Johnson, who, according to our research, is the only Chinese ballerina ever to have climbed Everest. So, stand by, fingers on buzzers.
Some people this week dropped a piano. An arts festival in a small town had saved up for 2 years to buy a fantastic grand piano, a Bösendorfer. The removal men got it out of the back of the van, the organisers stood and watched them bringing out, and then they dropped it.
A picture of them here, look. Here they are loading it to the...
That's a shoe.
Yeah.
I've employed really tiny people to move it. It's asking for trouble.
This is Penny Aid's much longed-for piano being delivered by the removal men. You can see carefully, gingerly lowering it onto the lorry's tailgate there, and then... You see, just smashing it down onto the
I love the fact you've got their number there, as if anybody's going to phone them after this.
Casting her expert eye over the scene, Penny Aid, the woman who was waiting for it, said half a ton of piano landing like that must have had a catastrophic effect on its workings. I don't yet know the full extent of the damage. I do, it's f***ed. OK, fingers on your buzzers for the next picture.
This is Wordsworth. William Wordsworth, the Daffodils and the Lake District there are the clue, aren't they? Somebody is at Cumbria, the tourist board at Cumbria have decided to update his poem. I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud, check it. And they've put a rap version out with a squirrel.
Let's have a look at this so we know what we're talking about.
The sound you hear is Wordsworth turning.
I wandered lonely along as if I was a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills when all the ones I look down until I'm rising in the pocket when the coast of north is daffodils. Check the kind of sight that puts your mind at ease. I saw the side of the lake and beneath the trees and they moved me like they were bass and the keys. They were fluttering and dancing inside the breeze and seemed infinite, just like the stars.
What kind of child will be inspired by that?
The squirrel doesn't even get shot in a drive-by.
Is it true? I don't know. Is it true that the original line was "I wandered lonely as a cow"? Is that right?
That's absolutely true.
And his sister said, "You can't. That sounds stupid."
Yeah.
So he put cloud. But I wandered lonely as a cow. I think that's wonderful.
But no, because cows aren't lonely.
If it's a lonely cow, it is.
They're not. They move around in shoals. I know that.
But had he written...
Do you know any of the other changes? We've got must have been 10,000 I saw in my retina. No more than a glance than I registered their beautiful, etc. Round 3 is the odd one out round. Ian and Michael, you're for R. Freddie Flintoff, Lionel Blair, John Prescott and Mitch Buchanan.
I know that Lionel Blair saved someone's life on Brighton Pier. He was making a TV show and somebody's trying to kill themselves. I don't know if they had planned on killing themselves or if the Blair sighting encouraged them. But then they tried to kill themselves.
Ron Blair, really.
And then Lionel Blair saved him. So now seeing the lifeguard, I feel things are starting to come together for us, Ian.
Right. So...
Freddie Flintoff was on the Pedalo drifting in the Caribbean. So
Flintoff had to be rescued.
Yeah.
You're saying Lionel Blair rescued someone. Prescott rescued someone from drowning. I remember the story.
Everyone rescues people from drowning except Freddie Flintoff, who needed to be rescued himself from drowning.
Because he was drowning in a glass.
You're exactly right. Absolutely well done. No, you're right.
Weren't you in the Caribbean with Prince Harry?
Keep going with that, and you'll discover what it's like to have that right up your
Oh, my
nose.
God.
So you were, then?
I was in a region of the world where Prince Harry was, yeah.
But
Well,
that's
it's
a
a news-
tennis court. We're bringing down the region a bit, aren't we?
I have played tennis.
How did that go?
I won.
Did you?
In my mind. No, listen, I've written about it, all right?
OK. Oh, really? All right, we'll wait for that.
I'm going to tell this.
Did you know you sold your story for
sold the
money?
story. I surrendered the game.
How do you think the Queen's reacted to your friendship with Prince Harry?
I couldn't give a flying
Did she really say that?
No, about Harry.
They would have alerted the Queen. They would have phoned her in the middle of the night. Would have been like the film The Queen. I'm sorry to wake your Majesty. Harry's made a friend. It couldn't be worse. Is it Al Fayed? No, it's worse than that. It's Jeremy Clarkson.
They've all saved someone from drowning, apart from Freddie Flintoff, who had to be saved when he drunkenly lost control of his capsizing pedalo at 4 in the morning. Lionel Blair did actually rescue someone from the end of... it was Blackpool Pier, in fact. He got his hand, said, come on, you don't want to die. Someone shouted, that's Lionel Blair off the TV. The man did a double take and then said, no, I want to go. Paul and Krishnan, your four are Songs of Praise, Climax 3, Blue Peter and Richard and Judy.
Songs of Praise, that was recently in the news because as a sort of cost-cutting measure, the BBC recorded a Christmas version of Songs of Praise and then sort of took all the sort of decoration down and the hat off Jesus. And then sort of Easter, they'd say we're going to do the Easter version, so then people started to dress up and pretend it was Easter. So it was basically just a cost-cutting thing, so that was the reason why they were in the news. Richard and Judy, of course, they've had problems with their quiz on their show, whatever it's called. We're Richard and Judy? Is the quiz called Richard and Judy?
No, the quiz is called...
No, it's not, and that's what I was trying to say. You're on my team, even though I don't know who you are, you're on my team. We've got to work together. Climax 3.
It's about faking it, isn't it?
Is it?
Because they've all faked it, except the porn film, presumably.
They're all deliberate scams, except by mistake a Scottish cable provider was meant to be providing a BBC programme and actually delivered Climax 3, a pornography channel, into a lot of homes in Scotland. I read this, and apparently there were a number of complaints, but only after about 10 minutes.
You're absolutely right. Now, Richard and Judy, viewers phoned in for their daily quiz. One corner was selected to play the game, and the allegation was that the selection may have been made about 10 minutes into the programme, although other viewers were still being urged to call in. There's absolutely no suggestion that Judy Finnegan had the faintest inkling of what was going on, ever, in any of her shows. You know what happened with Blue Peter?
Yes, there was a painting competition or something, and the phone lines weren't working because so many people, they just said there were some kids being shown around the studio and somebody working on the programme said, you've won, so go on and accept this award, and that was it.
That's right. There's the small matter of the questions on ITV Play. One of them was, what things would you find in a women's handbag?
Oh, yes, I saw this. Raw plugs.
Yeah. 75p a call it was. There were two of them. A balaclava and roll plugs. Oh, no, I think I've got it. Fantastic. Presumably a Mrs. Martin McGuinness on her way back from B&Q. I want to go on Deal or No Deal and get through it really quickly. But one, 3, 17, 24, 13, 17... Count that out for an hour.
And open up the box in front of you and just walk out. That would be great.
I'd love to do that. They're all TV programmes that have been accused of cheating, apart from Climax 3, which hasn't cheated but did mistakenly broadcast 2 hours of porn on BBC Scotland. Some people didn't realise that they were viewing a pornographic orgy instead of the cricket, as there was a man at each end and 11 others standing around watching. Is it a good thing to record TV programmes way in advance? That's a topic which this show will be discussing next week with guest host Steve Irwin. Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week includes guest publication, The Journal of the Transport Ticket Society. Most of the tickets illustrated in the magazine are for one adult. No surprise there. Let's start with BBC's new boss says, I don't what very much.
Watch TV.
Yeah.
He doesn't watch TV. Yeah, absolutely right. Tosser. It doesn't matter, he's not watching.
He listens on podcasts.
Next, the Queen loves it, but what faces closure?
Prince Philip. He's been torn down to build a bowling alley.
It's a shop in London, isn't it?
Yeah.
Harrods?
Is it not? No, it's
No.
got to be Harrods.
Really not Harrods.
Not really Harrods, is it?
Is it Wales and Scotland?
Yeah.
Avec une petite bit de bon chance. It's Royal's favoured hospital.
Oh, it's the homeopathic place.
Yeah, exactly. It is a homeopathic hospital. The Queen is a fervent believer in natural remedies, such as sucking the juice out of an organic lemon, usually just before having her photograph taken. And finally, after a regular passenger passed away, drivers on the Abbots Bromley route suggest what?
On-board crematorium.
Right, you're thinking.
Extra fuel, get you up the hill.
Right, you're thinking again.
Suggest that he's misunderstood the word terminus.
The answer is buying a wreath. Well, it was the least they could do, considering it was them who knocked her over and dragged her body along for quarter of a mile. Right, the final scores. Paul and Christian, you have 6. Ian and Michael, you have 8. And I leave you with news that, in America, there are concerns for Dick Cheney's mental health as he insists on leading the attack on Iran. Meanwhile, in Westminster, there are fears that the recent hostage crisis has taken its toll on Margaret Beckett. And in St James's Park, after turning away for a split second, one little girl wonders what's happened to her sardine sandwich. Good night.
Now, imagine this. Ursula Andress in that white bikini. Well, if Jonathan Ross can do it, the ultimate Bond girl spends Friday night with BBC One at 10:35. Next tonight, two men, loads of faces. Harry Enfield and Paul Whitehouse make their comedy comeback in just a moment.
Something's been sick on your shoulder, Paul.
I wouldn't have spotted that otherwise, thank you.